So हामीहरूको चाहिँ काम गर्ने चाहिँ धेरै so large scale government projectहरुमा technology implementation. HR is one of the founding pillars on how an organization when you're growing up.
Startup Fest तपाईहरुले अर्गनाइज गर्नुभएको CNIYEF ले त्यो प्लेटफर्म दिँदै when I saw you on the screen of Shark Tank Nepal it was a complete surprise for me.
Saturday Sunday from the very first day Kazi ma पनि Alchi ma पनि we've had 2 days off.
What are the potential that a Nepali board game has?
Within 2 years of हामीले काम गरेकोमा there's like 22 lakh बेरोजगारहरुको.
Hello everyone, this is Can Stories Listen, Learn and Inspire, and today I've got a friend of mine here जो चाहिँ मेरो साथी पनि हुनुहुन्छ र हामीहरूले उहाँको टिम सबैजना संलग्न भएको प्रोजेक्ट्सहरु पनि प्राय जसो सँगसँगै गर्ने मैले चाहिँ मौका पाएको छु उहाँहरु सँगसँगै उद्यमीको एक ग्रुप हुनुहुन्छ जसमा चाहिँ उहाँ पनि एक त्यो उद्यमी ग्रुपको पार्ट हुनुहुन्छ र त्यो मध्ये चाहिँ अहिले उहाँले यो particular group which is known as CNIYEF लाई lead गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ. So CNIYEF, Confederation of Nepalese Industries Young Entrepreneurs Forum, quite the big name. Welcome, Manish.
Thank you, Jay. Hello everyone, and thank you, Jay, for having me here. Quite a pleasure meeting you again and then getting a chance to have a cup of coffee with you.
That's really so sweet of you to say. By the way, Manish Shrestha, everyone, this is a very unorthodox sort of introduction to the man who is unorthodox in his own way and right. So, Manish, we seldom see rather who's actually settled abroad to come back to Nepal and to seek challenges. I know, and that is what I think I resonate that with you, because I don't think you ever said, okay, मलाई rest चाहियो जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई कहिले पनि feel भएन. Even while I was working with you during the Startup Fest, CNIYEF Startup Fest, you and the team, everybody were on their toes to the last bit until I had the opportunity to close the event. As a सक्यो नभनुन्जेलसम्म 3-6 months of rigor of work was going on, and that actually resonated with you and all the entrepreneurs going all guns blazing. What has inspired you to do that personally, Pani?
Wow, that's quite a lot of flattery, Jay.
No, seriously, I saw that. I saw that by myself.
No. I think well, when we worked for the Startup Fest, when we worked together, I think it was the first few times that we were doing something that big of an event. And all of our, hard work, all of our thoughts that was coming to fruition at that time. And I think that drive, that really gives you, that really drives you ahead as well. That, seeing that small vision, well, not small vision, quite
a big one.
Quite a
very big. The biggest that Nepal has seen.
Yeah. So I think just thinking about something and then actually making it happen, and that really gives you the drive to, push you forward. And seeing that actually coming to fruition, you're always worried that, okay, what if on the D-Day, this goes wrong or that goes wrong, and all of our hard work goes to drain.
So CNIYEF को Startup Fest, because this is all about Can Stories, and तपाईहरुले जसरी आफ्नो बिजनेसहरु सेटअप गर्दै चुनौतीहरु सामना गर्दै अगाडि गइराख्नु भएको छ, त्यसरी नै Startup Fest भनेर पनि CNIYEF ले गरेको थियो र अझ आई थिंक गर्ने क्रममा पनि हुनुहुन्छ तपाईहरु, हैन? अब Startup Fest नै किन? Why so much of focus on startup? अनि फेरि startup लाई नै लिएर फेस्टिभल भनेर पनि गर्नुभयो तपाईहरुले. Why is that?
So त्यसमा चाहिँ दुईटा हुन्छ हैन. For me personally, I've been involved with startups when I was in the US. I stayed in the US for 10 years. I went to school, and then त्यसपछि चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ I joined a startup. त्यहाँको एउटा startup join गरेको थिएँ अनि I was quite interested with the startup culture over there. Although the first one that I joined failed horribly, and then I joined another one, joined a couple of my friends, and then joined another one. And then the success that you had, like the kind of struggles that you had, and then the fruition from all the struggles that you have, that passion, that kind of excitement was of a different level. And I think Nepal right now is in the right turn जहाँ चाहिँ that could actually happen in Nepal as well होइन तर त्यसको लागि चाहिँ you really need that ecosystem होइन यो startups को लागि चाहिँ there's a lot of things that you need होइन त्यो सबै चाहिँ बिस्तारै बिस्तारै बन्दैछ and we wanted to be a partner in making that happen in Nepal. And personally, I really wanted to see that happen in Nepal. I think looking at the startup culture in the US, how most of the entrepreneurs, they have a way forward. Like, it's so much easier. So many things are already built for them. नेपालमा अहिलेसम्म त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै गाह्रो छ कि अनि आई थिङ्क जसले चाहिँ गर्न खोजिरहेछ उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ बाटो अलि सजिलो गरौँ न भन्ने रिजनले चाहिँ CNIYEF took this initiative कि ल स्टार्टअपहरूलाई कसरी हेल्प गर्ने भनेर. And one way to do it was to provide a platform where startups could actually showcase their products, get a place where they can be known to other entrepreneurs, known to other VCs, investors अगाडि पनि, and take it forward भनेर चाहिँ हामीले स्टार्टअप फेस्ट सुरु गरेको.
So what is the difference? फरक के छ तपाईँ बोर्ड मेम्बर CNIYEF को हुनुमा र अहिले प्रेसिडेन्ट अफ CNIYEF हुँदाखेरि फरक के छन्?
I think फरक चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो फरक लाग्यो भने आई थिङ्क प्रेसिडेन्ट हुन त सबैभन्दा सजिलो जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई त किनभने आई थिङ्क आई हेभ सच एन अमेजिङ बोर्ड मेम्बर्स द्याट आई बेयरली हेभ टु डु मच एन्ड इभन वेन द बिगिनिङ अफ द माई presidency, I was talking to them about, like the way that I've worked mostly with startups, young naya businesses, and that's the kind of leadership that I am very, I know about. And everybody wear, an ownership hat, and everybody wear the leadership hat. सबैजना आफ्नै हो president नै हो किसिमले चाहिँ हामीले मैले बोर्डलाई अगाडि लागे. And it was so nice to see everyone in the board going forward in the same way. We had such amazing members, especially our board members. Everybody has amazing businesses that they're running. And उनीहरूको बिजनेसमा कसरी उनीहरूले लिडरशिपलाई अगाडि लगिरहेछ त्यसकै फ्लेभर अलिअलि हाम्रो CNIYEF पनि लिएर आयो. And that was so amazing to see. And it was quite a learning experience for me as a president to see all of that coming together. So I think for me, this was a very big learning experience for me, learning from all my board members.
Do you watch football? As in like soccer football?
Not as much as most. I'm not that big of a fan.
The Real Madrid like कुनै बेला Galacticos भन्थे के because they had brought in all the big names to play in the first 11. CNIYEF मा पनि धेरैजना स्टार्टअप गरिरहेकाहरू पनि छन्, वेल एस्टाब्लिस्ड पर्सनालिटिजहरू पनि छन्, प्राइमेरीली थ्रु फ्यामिली अर फ्यामिली बिजनेस अर आफैले पनि सुरु गरेर नै राम्रो भइसकेकाहरू पनि छन्. त्यसरी काम गर्दाखेरि CNIYEF मा सबैजनालाई ह्यान्डल गर्दा is it like handling big personalities? What is it like to lead all these personalities?
So I took this CNIYEF, it was pretty much like a startup. Everybody is on an equal grounds, and nobody, even I never considered myself as I'm leading everyone. It was more about we're all working together and we will all vote unanimously on most of our decisions. Even personally, even I am not even my leadership, my personality wise, I don't like forcing ideas, forcing things down. I like when everybody collaborates and then everybody comes together on a brainstorming session and then things move forward. And that's how I lead my company as well. Because I have a creative company, so I need that creative juices flowing. And I think that's what I brought to the table while coming to CNIYEF. अनि त्यसरी लिड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it was a lot easier for me because I have some of my board members are amazing at managing things. Some of our board members are amazing at coming up with ideas on certain aspects. We have a lawyer who's amazing on what is the right thing to do, what is the right way to navigate things. So all of that amalgamation आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ when they brought their own flavor in that organization, त्यो चाहिँ काम गर्न एकदमै रमाइलो भयो. So it wasn't hard for me किनभने I just had to come up with topics to discuss on or like यस्तो गर्नु पर्ला कि भन्ने where the ideas came from the team itself.
Okay, अहिलेसम्म मनिषको कुरा सुनिसक्नु भएको छ भने अलि सोची पनि राख्नु भएको छ होला गर्न चाहिँ के गर्दो रहेछ मनिषले भनेर हैन. So मनिष, Kazi Studios 2011 हैन, It's been a
Yep.
while. It's been almost 16 years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, 2010. We
10
started in April 2010. I came back from the US in April 2010 and I started.
right off.
Yep.
So what does Kazi Studio do? Please, हामीहरु सबैजनालाई अवगत गराइदिनुस् न प्लिज.
So Kazi Studios चाहिँ एउटा क्रिएटिभ टेक्नोलोजी कम्पनी हो. हामीहरू चाहिँ टेक्नोलोजी इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन कामहरू गर्छौँ. सो टेक्नोलोजी इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ गभर्मेन्टसँग मिलेर गभर्मेन्ट अर्गनाइजेसन्सहरूसँग डेभलपमेन्ट पार्टनर्सहरूसँग मिलेर टेक्नोलोजी सिस्टम्सहरू बनाउँछौँ. सो हामीहरूको चाहिँ काम गर्ने चाहिँ धेरै सो लार्ज स्केल यो गभर्मेन्ट प्रोजेक्ट्सहरूमा टेक्नोलोजी इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन यहाँ हामीले चाहिँ बङ्गलादेशमा चाहिँ नेसनल न्युट्रिसन ट्र्याकिङ सिस्टम माल न्युट्रिसनको लागि ट्र्याकिङ सिस्टम्सहरू. सो हरेक हस्टेल्सहरूमा यो माल न्युट्रिसन भएको होइन रेजिस्टरमा कसरी राख्ने, रेजिस्टरमा राखेपछि सिस्टममा कसरी ल्याउने सो द्याट यो चाहिँ सबै ट्र्याक गर्न सकोस्. यस्तो सिस्टमहरूदेखि लिएर नेपालमा हामीहरूले यो अनइम्प्लोइमेन्ट ट्र्याकिङ सिस्टम्सहरू यस्तोहरू बनाइरहेछौँ. सो हामीले चाहिँ मोर देन द टेक्नोलोजी, हाउ टु गेट टेक्नोलोजी इम्प्लिमेन्टेड विदिन द सिस्टम, त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी धेरै नै काम गर्छौँ. सो वी वर्क अ लट विथ डिजाइन थिङ्किङ प्रिन्सिपल्सहरूसँग इम्प्लिमेन्ट गरेर कसरी टेक्नोलोजी इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन गर्ने भनेर. सो त्यस्तो किसिमको कामहरू गर्छौँ.
It seems really challenging what you're doing. जुन ग्राउन्ड लेभलसम्म गएर गर्नुपर्छ, कुनै कुराहरूको अब सिस्टमले बुझिदिएन जस्तो लाग्छ. नट इन्टायरली ब्लेमिङ इट टु द सिस्टम, बट इट हेज अलवेज बिन द काइन्ड वेयर हामीहरू सबैजना ल यो बुझ्दिएन, यो बुझिदिएला कि नबुझिदिएला कि के भइरहेको हुन्छ. How do you keep yourself motivated when people don't understand, okay, what is the importance of this? I'm pretty sure there might have been such instances to you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. अब काम गर्दै जाँदाखेरि हर्डल्सहरू त टन्नै आइहाल्छ. अनि यस्तो कहिलेकाहीँ त यस्तो यति हर्डल्सहरू आइदिन्छ कि कामै गर्ने दिक्क लाग्दै भनेर हुन्छ. तर आई थिङ्क मेरो पर्सनली आई फिल भेरी लक्की कि मेरो टिममा चाहिँ आई अलवेज ह्याड these amazing people joining me. So like the kind of employees that I had, like मैले सुरु गरे बेलादेखि अहिलेसम्ममा every employee like that we had, I feel like I was very lucky when we were very like-minded.
Right.
And the kind of ideas that they could throw at me, and हामीहरूको brainstorming गर्दाखेरि I would always feel like the dumbest one in the group. अनि यिनीहरूले नै यस्तो राम्रो राम्रो यस्तो amazing ideasहरू ल्याउँछ, यस्तो amazing कुराहरू निकाल्छ कि, and that really motivated me. Okay, अब नयाँ पनि हामी गर्न सक्छौँ यो भनेर. And that gives me the strength to move forward. कुनै पनि एउटामा अर्किँदाखेरि पनि like yeah, I know my team will figure out something.
So it's not dependent on your team, like you said, you know. Are you good in HR? Do you hire yourself? What is the secret? Secret, but no. What does it actually take to build a good team that you can actually rely on?
I think my HR person is like the most angry at me because I always break the norms. I always I'm like going against most of these. मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्छ भने HR is one of the founding pillars on how an organization when you're growing up. I think when you're starting off, like यो एकजनाले सबै म्यानेज गरिरहन्छ, अझ दुईजनाले सबै म्यानेज गरेर, but once you start scaling up, HR becomes the pillar where everything like really binds together. उसमा चाहिँ हैन. अनि I think मेरो उसमा चाहिँ I think what I learned from my previous companies हरूमा चाहिँ building a company culture, that एउटा कम्पनीमा हुन्छ नि, and culture is not just about हुन्छ नि the traditions यस्तो भन्दा पनि सबैजनाको एउटा unified हुन्छ नि belief on हुन्छ नि this is how the company is moving forward, this is where we need to head forward भन्ने त्यो एउटा vision राम्रोसँग देखाउन सक्यो भने that ethics and all the उहरूको यो स्टाफहरूको इम्प्लोयीहरूको पनि यो psychology नै it changes so that everybody works towards that vision. And that really helps हैन यो HR मा पनि हैन सबै अनि and that pulls other employees पनि. So most of our new hires are also like recommendations from somebody जसले चाहिँ हामीहरूको यो के काजीमा will probably you'll enjoy over here भन्ने किसिमले हैन त्यस्तो किसिमको चाहिँ we get like referrals. So I think I feel that culture really helps in that building that HR को.
Okay. So HR भन्ने बित्तिकै पनि when we talk about an organization, बाहिर गर्ने कुराहरू मार्केटिङ ब्रान्डिङ त एक्सटर्नल ब्रान्डिङ त धेरै जसोले कुरा गरेर हुन्छ, बट देन इन्टरनल ब्रान्डिङ पनि त हुनु पर्यो जस्तो मलाई फिल हुने. पिपल एन्ड कल्चर भन्छ अचेल एचआरलाई हैन. internal branding गर्ने पनि तौर तरिकाहरू, what are the practices that you've been into?
I think one thing हामीले एकदमै सुरुदेखि नै हामीले के हामीले हाम्रो अफिसमा चाहिँ प्रिच गर्छौँ भने we're looking for responsible people. We are not a college or school where we'll be like हुन्छ नि trying to like teach you everything and then सबै चिज हुन्छ नि टिचरले जस्तो ह्यान्ड होल्ड गर्नलाई चाहिँ we are not there भन्ने चाहिँ गर्छु. We'll give you we'll tell you what needs to be done. हामीहरूसँगै बसेर this is our vision भनेर गरिरहन्छ. This is the project. You take your own responsibility. You can work at office, you can work at home, you can, if you don't feel like it, you can just like chill for a bit in the big, I mean, first office, we had a big table tennis board in the middle of the office because that's the culture that we wanted to build. And so if you want to just go and play around, then when you have responsibility, you need to finish it. You need to make sure that your responsibility is, obligations are fulfilled. Okay. Culture that really helped, and that really resonated with everyone who joined our company, and that really helped our company grow.
So since 2010 until 2026, employee turnover kasto cha? How difficult would it be for an entrepreneur like yourself? कामहरु सिकायो, company culture को यत्रो कुरा गर्यो, inculcate गर्यो, and then for good or for best reasons they leave, seeking their own path in life. What actually goes into your mind and heart during that instance?
So I think मैले चाहिँ एउटा कस्तो गर्छु भने हाम्रो अफिस भित्रै पनि we develop like an entrepreneurial mindset. हरेक project गर्दाखेरि पनि as an entrepreneur we start thinking about it. And I also preach that eventually you guys want to start your own businesses. So I actually help my employees, like the best ones we help them on how to grow on their own. Like even if they leave our company, this is what you'll need, right, to start your own businesses. We also started another ventures with our employees because we thought like, they get bored of, if you're doing, to be very honest, paisa kamaune kaamharu, it's most of the time very boring. Interesting things are like you have to do R&D and we have to spend a lot of money on it. And actual bread and butter, actual paisa kamaunu, a lot of times it's very boring. Until boring karma, the creative people will definitely get bored. So we encourage our employees to try newer things, try entrepreneurial journeys. Even Alchi actually started the same way. One of our my colleagues, he was like trying newer things, trying out newer ideas, and then we're like, okay, let's try it out. So that's I think it's a natural progression, and my company can only give them up to some, they can get them up to a certain level.
Right.
And if they if they have wings, I don't want them to be held back because of that. So let them fly, let them go as high as possible. But I would rather invest on them and then go higher with them.
This is something very new. I've never had this discussion with an entrepreneur where an entrepreneur has actually invested in an enterprise with their ex-employees. Right? Like you said, you've invested or you're collaborating with them. What is it like when they come and become your partner, or does the what do you say, this attitude or dynamics change? What is it like?
Not that much. Well, I didn't feel it that much. Even like when while working with them, I always felt that they were the smarter ones than me.
That's very modest of you to say, I guess.
No, but it's in all honesty, like I used to be an amazing programmer. I might be boasting, but yeah, I used to be an amazing. But programming, changes so much that the younger ones, they learn it a lot more faster than you. So I became obsolete on that. I became more on talking, getting more work and all of that. Programmers, I talk to them about so that I can go off and to others as well. Right. And similarly, we have a design team, and we hire designers from KU School of Art, and we try to hire the best among them. And the best ones, they are amazing design. Nepal has such creative talents, and मैले त कहाँ compare, I can never say that I'm better. And so these guys are the ones who come up with all these ideas, come up with all these amazing things. म त खाली गफ मात्र होइन. So I never felt that inferiority or त्यो काम गर्दा गाह्रो त कहिल्यै भएन. They were always better in design, they were always better in programming than me.
So yardsticks like here, Manish. I mean, to get the best of the people, like you also mentioned a school, KU School of Arts, bhanera. Does the paper which has marks sheet, marks in them, the mark sheet, uh, give you the idea of, okay, these are the people that are best for me, or is it some soft skills that you look forward to? Because soft skills थाहा पाउन मान्छेको persona थाहा पाउन त time लाग्छ. I think probably the best I can do is with a mark sheet that's given to me. CGPA कति आयो भनेर maybe. What is your mechanism to get the people?
I have never looked at the mark sheet
Okay.
to hire someone.
Okay.
I think when I look at resume, I look at how much effort they've put in building the resume, making that. कसैले अब एफर्टै नगरिकन खालि नाम र मात्र लेखेर पठाएछ भने त होइन, that there's no effort at all. तर कति मार्क्स आयो उसको अथवा कति जिपी आयो भने त it's the last of my worries. मैले whenever I think I'm in my office, I'm very famous for giving like different kind of quizzes during the interview process. So this I followed from they do that the same thing in Google as well. So I have like different like logical questions, logical, and there's different words. So I prepare these different logic questions, quiz, and interview. I ask them different things. They don't have to solve the puzzle or solve the equation or anything, but the way they think, कसरी solve गर्नलाई they think. That's what I look at. If somebody doesn't put any effort in it, then I was like, okay, this is not gonna. And if somebody really thinks it through, and like most of these puzzles, you won't be able to solve it in 5 minutes. But there's the way they think on how to solve it. That really gives you an insight of okay, this person has like.
Has it worked most of the time?
Yeah,
your intuition with okay, can they solve it or not, or their approach of solving it? And has it actually resonated to your future results?
Yeah, absolutely.
To what they were doing in the present?
Absolutely. So when there are some who's actually solved those puzzles in the 5 minutes that I give them too. And they've been amazing at it. Like the report card ma ke huncha malai ta aile pani thaha chaina. I don't even look at that too. But the people who are quick thinkers or thinks in a different way, out of the box thinkers, or let's say, they're able to solve it. And that's what we need in our company, where they can think out of the box, come up with ideas that other people cannot think of. कुनै एउटा सिद्ध बाटोको छ त घुमाएर कसरी गर्न सकिन्छ, त्यो घुमेर पनि बाटो कसैले खोज्न सक्छ. That kind of people are the ones that we really need in our company.
अब स्टार्टअप फेस्ट तपाईहरुले अर्गनाइज गर्नुभएको CNIYF ले, and then त्यो प्लेटफर्म दिँदै when I saw you on the screen of Shark Tank Nepal, it was a complete surprise for me that you went to Shark Tank Nepal, not because, startup Naya Gonlai, but seeing you on the screen pitching was actually organizing Nepal's biggest startup fest. Was a big surprise to me. And also that Kavita actually invested 1 crore for an exchange of 25%. Yep. And 50 lakhs as a loan, based on profit sharing. Yep. What is it like to give out 25% while pitching?
Well, I think giving out 25% was not that big of a at all for us. The kind of expertise that you get from somebody like Cabinet Dai, like the kind of ideas, even like we've had like short meetings where we discussed about possibilities and all, getting those insights from him and his team, that was worth a lot for us. And even more than that, to be very honest, Alchi, we were always taking it as a side project. Kazi was our main, bread and butter and all of that. And we were like, Alchi, time, and somebody believing in us, believing that, oh, this is a viable project, do it, I'll give you money for it. And investing on us. I think it was more than the way he's investing on us. That was a very big thing for us. I think that really made us appreciative of the investment of Cabinet Thai. And I think that really gave us a big motivational push. So I think 25% was not losing that 25% for all of that. I think we've really progressed in the time after Shark Tank, because now both me and my partner, we're so much more excited about working on Alchi, because there's somebody else who actually thinks that this is an amazing product. Let's move forward, Banera.
So, do you feel like तपाईँले अझै क्या विधालाई अझै you could have gotten for a better deal?
I think we got a really amazing deal. And I think on the first, like Paila Usmai, we got a really amazing deal. But that's what I feel like. And I think Malai चाहिँ, I feel like more than the amount, the cash amount, or the equity, I think the trust and then the partnership, that was amazing for me. I think having somebody like him and his team, not just him, his team also helps us out quite a bit. And so I think having that, that is what we really gained from all of this, and definitely the marketing part of it too. But I think that was more than any amount and everything. I think cash investment and all of that, we'll definitely get it back. We'll definitely bhaiya halcha, होइन? I think more than that, I feel like that the mentoring that I get from Cabinet and the team, I don't think I can pay back that in any use, man.
All right. So I called you, Asti, and you said Saturday and Sunday is for my daughter. And I did not call him until Saturday and Sunday passed. And I was like texting him yesterday. Today is Monday, and I was texting him at 10 in the night. Can I call you? Probably you had already slept for the shoot. Oh, wow. Saturday and Sunday for the daughter. A person or a person who has a team running Kazi Studios, Alchi Pasal, and Nepal's first ever board game, Samrajya, they have different responsibilities as a person. And Saturday, Sunday as a father, or as a son, as a husband, छुटाउने भनेको is a big commitment, no? यहाँ नेपाल सरकार नै struggling to have 2 days of holidays in a week, whereas you with limited resources, with limited people around you, and yet 2 days for my daughter भन्नु यो वर्क लाइफ ब्यालेन्स भन्ने कि होइन छोरी नै भएको चाहिँ मैले 2 दिन हप्ताको छुट्टी लिन थाल्ने भन्ने कि हामीले के बुझ्ने अब यसलाई?
I think because of that limited resource, I'm able to do that. I think if that grows a lot more, then maybe I will be too busy to do that. But no, Malaysia, I think Saturday, Sunday, from the very first day one, Kazi ma pani, Alchi ma pani, we've had 2 days off for all our employees, for all of us as well. I think that 2 days the China is just the and then 2 days is for your own, for your own mental well-being. And for me, I think like I really weekdays I barely get to spend time with my daughter. Because like we all get busy from the morning, as soon as I get home, all I do is like, oh, homework whenever I spend time more making her do the homework. So I think Saturday, Sunday is the only time that I actually get to spend quality time with my kid. So I prefer not to have, although there are times when I don't get to do that. But Saturday, Sunday, I spend it with my family.
But do you think having Saturday and Sunday as a holiday actually gives the nation as a whole and the economy as a whole a good boost, or is it actually taking down? Why are we struggling? Why is the system struggling when there's 2 days holidays in a week?
I think change is always hard to to implement. About Nepal, this is a change that's happening. And about there's are good and bad sides of everything. And राम्रो नराम्रो त सबै चिजको भइहाल्छ होइन. That change हुने बेलामा चाहिँ everybody will feel that pinch. सबैजनालाई म जहिले पनि वर्षौंदेखि यो गरिरहेको अब म कसरी म 1 घण्टा अगाडि अफिस जाने अथवा यो भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ I think that will definitely be hard for a lot of people. But I think everywhere in the world, I mean, so many places everywhere else, they do similar kind of Saturday, Sunday. In Nepal, is
it because we have too many public holidays?
I think Saturday,
because
Sunday.
Recently we had, I think, 4 days of holiday: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I think public holidays that can be manageable. Well, in my office, we look in the beginning of the year, we look at the calendar and then we select which holidays make sense for us. And त्यो अनुसार हामीले certain number of days चाहिँ राख्छौं. Other days we don't take holidays. collectively we decide those kind of holidays are good. So government company, I think there should be some way of curbing these holidays. Or holidays that doesn't make sense. But again, Saturday, Sunday, we didn't say, I feel is very helpful and for your mental work, like, mental well-being को लागि नै चाहिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ किनभने otherwise the Saturday one day मा केही गर्नै भ्याउँदैन. You take care of your home, household मा काम त्यो गर्दैमा जान्छ. Sunday त if you're going back to work, you have to prepare for that again. So
Okay, so on that note, Samrajya, the board game, Nepal's very first, board game. हामीले उनो खेल्छौँ, लुडो खेल्छौँ होइन, अब साँप सिडी भनेर पनि I had a really good bonding time with my fufu and my Mailaba during my childhood days while I played that. Somehow my Mailaba have won every time we played with. I used to get really frustrated. But what are the potential that a Nepali board game has in Nepal? How I would like to break this segment into two, this question into two. Inside Valley and Outside Valley, which has more potential? Obviously, Inside Valley has more population density, but what has been your experience?
So board games चाहिँ अहिलेको टाइममा, if you look at internationally नै, a lot of these cafes are popping out for board game खेल्नको लागि भनेर. A lot of the learning is happening through board gamesहरू. A lot of these हुन्छ नि intermingling हुने उहरू पनि board games को थ्रुबाट, like friend circleहरूमा के गर्ने भन्दाखेरि board games खेल्ने. किनभने मोबाइलमा मात्रै बस्दा बस्दा धेरै भयो. अब board games is something where they can get together and interact with each other भन्ने. पहिला जस्तो रमी क्लब भनेर तास खेल्ने हुन्थ्यो, के भन्छ कल ब्रेक खेल्नलाई भनेर social इभेन्ट्सहरू हुन्थ्यो. त्यसै now all of that is switching to board games, and even in an even bigger way. And I think there's board games from all over the world, and people collect different board games from all over the world. नेपालमा अहिले हामीले नगरेसम्म कोही पनि थिएन बोर्ड गेम बनाउने हैन. We started our first board game. We are big board gamers. We played a lot of board games when we were in the US पनि. अनि I think it's about time somebody did that जस्तो लाग्यो हामीहरूलाई चाहिँ. किनभने नेपालमा if you really look into it, बच्चाहरूलाई खेल्नलाई there's nothing Nepali. पहिला हामी हुँदाखेरि कति नेपाली गेम्सहरू खेल्थ्यो. नेपाली हुन्छ नि खुवाईदेखि लिएर गट्टीदेखि लिएर हैन धन्नी बिउ भएर कतिवटा गेम्स. आजकल when I talk to, it was so sad looking at like talking to some बच्चाहरूलाई हैन कुरा गर्दाखेरि तपाईहरु like what games do you play, के गेमहरु खेल्छ भनेर त I play FIFA, I play this PUBG, I be this
PS3
सबै अनलाइन गेम्स, सबै इन्टरनेशनल गेम्सहरु त्यो हैन. नेपाली गेम केही छैन, अरु हुन्छ नि अरु केही गेम छैन भन्दाखेरि there's no answer.
Right.
I think that's a very sad thing to say again. And I think it's so nice that like that हामीहरुलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो पालामा त we had so many नेपाली हामीहरुले इन्भेन्ट गरेर पनि कति गेमहरु खेल्थ्यो हैन. अनि अहिलेको बच्चाहरुमा त्यो भएकै छैन जस्तो लाग्यो. That's where we started. Okay, मेरो छोरीलाई भए पनि at least let's start building something for these kids. भनेर चाहिँ we built our own gamesहरु.
Okay. So you've worked with UNICEF, WWF, World Bank, and all these big names, हैन. सोशल स्टडी बुकबाट पढेर मलाई चाहिँ सोशल स्टडी बुकबाट गरेर होस्ट पनि गर्दाखेरि wow, I can always resonate with or relate myself to the times when I was studying social study and what they do अनि यताउता भनेर एकैचोटि काम गर्दाखेरि कहिलेकाहीँ सुरुमा okay, I'm actually doing this for the things that I've studied and I've given exams on what these meant भनेर पनि हुन्थ्यो के. What is it like to work with all these big organizations?
I think more than working with these big organizations भन्दा पनि I think मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो भयो भने Nepal फर्केर especially. I think when I was in the US I was working for like some quite big companies over there. I was working for like big brand names over there where I had like big budgets and all.
So you're used to it.
होइन तर कस्तो भने त्यस बेला I was working for like a company who built like hockey sticks बनाउने. त्यसको लागि entire line I was like the tech stack बनाउने सबै हामीले मैले गरिरहेको थिएँ. And I was quite proud of it. I had like a really big budget for building these systems. I was working for another brand who was doing like similar kind of and I was quite like I had so many things under me. But Nepal फर्केपछि like the pay that I had, the kind of research R&D budget that I have is like not even 1/10 of what I used to do over there. So there's very little pay for it. But the impact that I can have on people, I think that really is big. Nepal was mine. I worked with Nepal government and unemployment tracking systems, unemployment Nepalma kasari गर्ने भनेर within 2 years of हामीले काम गरेकोमा there's like 22 lakh बेरोजगारहरूको हाम्रो सिस्टममा दर्ता भएर
22 lakhs.
Yep. So there was like 6 अर्बको disbursement from प्रधानमन्त्री रोजगार कार्यक्रम जुन हामीले त्यसको entire tech systems हामीले बनाइरहेको थियो. I think listening to that and being able to being a part of that is so much more bigger than work for a hockey stick. Look at the impact need. So that impact, creating that impact is the big satisfaction. So I think more than the big names, more than the big, I think that impact that I feel like I've created, that really makes a big difference for me.
So 22 lakhs youth.
Yep.
As of now. Youth.
That was in the 2 years that 22 lakh बेरोजगारहरू दर्ता भएको थियो प्रधानमन्त्री रोजगार कार्यक्रमको सिस्टममा. We helped build the entire stack.
This was in the year?
This was like what 2019, 20,
Okay.
like 3-4 years ago.
Do you think it has increased or you think it has come down?
They've stopped the Pradhan रोजगार कार्यक्रम and then they switched it to some other उसमा नाम राखेर गरिरहेछ अहिले चाहिँ.
But the number of unemployment, do you think it has decreased or you think it has increased?
I think it might have decreased just like
okay, I hope so too.
But a lot of
yes.
So a big reason is because a lot of them have migrated outside of Osman.
What was your first impression like when you saw that number, 22 lakhs of youth unemployed?
I was quite proud that, okay, there's like this many that's registered in our system and that can be like utilized from our Rosma. Well, हामीहरूको the Pradhan रोजगार कार्यक्रममा चाहिँ कस्तो प्रोग्राम हामीले सिस्टम हाम्रो सफ्टवेयरले कस्तो गरेको थियो नि जति पनि पब्लिक वर्क्स कार्यक्रमहरू छ जस्तो कि अब बाटो खन्ने खानेपानीको लाइन त्यो सबै हाम्रो सिस्टममा रेजिस्टर्ड हुन्छ अनि हरेक पालिकामा वी ट्रेन अल अफ द यो रोजगार संयोजकहरूलाई नेपालको हरेक पालिकाको मैले आफैले पर्सनली गएर वी डिड दिज ट्रेनिङ्सहरू गरेको थियौँ होइन सो तिनीहरूले चाहिँ कस्तो भने सर्टन के भन्छ अनइम्प्लोइडहरूलाई फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी पाउने यो कामहरूको लागि सो देयर इज सर्टन भत्ता नलिएको सर्टन ऊ नभएको त्योमा भयो भने चाहिँ दे गेट प्रायोरिटी टु गेट दिज वर्क अनि इफ यु डोन्ट गेट 100 days of work then you get 50% of that चाहिँ you get paid for no matter what भन्ने त्यस्तो किसिमको गरेको which I felt was an amazing program that त्यस बेलाको गरेको and we were able to pull it off within 1 year we were able to pull that entire system बनाएर सिस्टमले सबै ट्र्याक गरेर सिस्टमले नै के बेरोजगारहरूलाई काम दिने अनि यति उनीहरूलाई कम्पन्सेसन पाउँछ भनेर पनि हामीले सिस्टमले बनाएको थियौँ so being able to and looking at that number I was quite proud that okay हाम्रो system actually worked for this many people भन्ने चाहिँ I was like very happy about it.
So generally there's active income, passive income. One should also have passive income भनेर पनि कतिपय ठाउँमा देख्दछु पढ्दछु. Is it really important? What has been your experience been? Active income, passive income यो दुईटै हुनुपर्छ कि हैन एक्टिभ इन्कममा पनि मान्छे आरामले बस्न सक्छ? What do you have to say on this?
So like active income only gets you up to a certain age.
Okay.
Because you won't be able to work forever. And जहिले पनि एउटै किसिमले गरिराख्न पनि सक्दैन and even the scenario changes so the world changes so much that you won't be able to earn money the same way every time. And that's why I think passive income really helps. But I think personally मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो भने if you start chasing passive income from the very get-go then you lose out a lot on active usma. I think the kind of learning that I've had looking for doing like active like for me service industry was that in the service you have to keep on working and you have to keep on working. I was like when I was a programmer I was doing programming. I built so many softwares, I built so many systems and implemented on my own. त्यो गर्दाखेरि the kind of learning that I had was amazing. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि you had like the kind of people that I had to interact with and all that was very different. And but I think if you have a lot of passive income from the very get-go, then you lose out on a lot of that, just the Lakshman, I'd say. But again, it's always good. I mean, you really need to start working for that passive income. in a certain way. And the earlier, the better.
Okay.
Just like that.
Now, 5 investment sectors that you think is good to invest on.
Well, I think मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो रहेछ भने I had been in service industry for such long. Investing in products was a very interesting ideology for me. Products, for me, passive income became products. And then I didn't need to constantly create new things in order for me to like earn money. So I think investing in products was a very good passive income source for me. It could be like through board games or bio, and it could be through softwares or bio. Software, but I feel like software in Nepal is already a late game. Nepalमा अहिले software बनाएर गर्नलाई चाहिँ अलि गाह्रै छ यसमा किनभने there's already so many international who's already building softwaresहरू अनि सस्तोमै पाइरहेको हुन्छ नेपालमा बसेर बनाएर गर्न चाहिँ अलि गाह्रो नै हुन्छ. So I think more of a product based businesses product invest गर्न सक्यो which everybody needs. त्यस्तोमा गर्न सक्यो भने that will be an R&D investment which actually can yield you for years and years to come जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई.
Okay. So with this, I'd like to go to the rapid fire questions we have. अब 10 वटा छन्. I'll just give you a good go. Okay, here we go. The number 1. Startup or stable business, Manish?
Startup.
Startup, always.
Absolutely.
Innovation or execution?
Innovation.
Creativity or consistency?
Creativity.
1 crore investment or 1 crore customers?
1 crore customers.
Okay. So, Binod Chaudhary or Biswas Takal?
I haven't worked with either one, so actually I don't. Biswas Takal.
Okay. Shark Tank or Real Market?
Real Market.
Okay. Team build गर्न गाह्रो कि product build गर्न गाह्रो?
Team build गर्न गाह्रो.
Okay. Ani 3 words to describe startups in Nepal.
Exciting, creative, and lack of funding.
Okay. Lack of funding. So, are you a dreamer, or would you prefer to be a dreamer, or would you prefer to be a realist?
Dreamer.
Reason being?
I mean, if you don't have dreams, then realistic is boring. Reality, reality, everybody gets a reality check. The nature gives you reality check all the time. If you don't have dreams, then then there's no point in living. I would have stayed in the US if I was like a reality mamatar basne.
Pretty much backed with the first-hand experience of yours. It's only been a pleasure to talk to you, Manish, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation to Can Stories. We've listened to you, we've learned from you, and definitely we've been inspired by you. Thank you so much, and I wish the best to you and the entire team of yours, and definitely your tenure as the president of CNIYEF may take the CNIYEF team to the next big milestones that they've always and you've always thought and dreamt of. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jay. It's a pleasure meeting you. It's a pleasure having coffee with you every time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.